So the next topic which we are studying is center of mass. Let us see what is the importance of this center of mass. See, for example, if you take a rod, okay ma? So a rod on a horizontal table, clear ma? So coefficient of friction is 0. So this is a rod which is present on a horizontal table, clear na ma? And consider there is no friction between the rod and this table. So if I apply force here, then can you say what will happen? If I apply force at one end of the rod, then what will happen? Rod will rotate, no? Clear no? Rod will rotate also, it will move in a straight line also, both will happen. Are you able to understand? A rod will rotate as well as it will move in a straight line. So therefore what happens after some time, this rod, it may reach up to here. Are you able to understand? No? So therefore rod is translating means what? It is moving in a straight line. No? Similarly, it is rotating also. Okay. But the same rod, if I apply at such a point, such that it moves only in a straight line. Clear no? If I apply force at one point, it doesn't undergo rotational motion. It undergoes only translational motion. So here translational motion is also present. Clear no? Rotational motion is also present. Okay. But here only translation is present. Clear no? Rotation is not present. Okay. So, and that point where you are applying force such that there is no rotation but there is only translation, that point I can call it as the point of center of mass of that body. Are you able to understand? So therefore if you apply force only on the center of mass, then body doesn't undergo rotation, it undergoes only translation. Are you able to understand? So that is the importance of center of mass. So therefore, how can I define center of mass? Center of mass can be defined like this. Okay. It is that point. It is that point if, or we write where, if force is applied, body undergoes only translational motion. It undergoes only translational motion. So this is one definition of center of mass. Okay, ma? It means if I apply force on the center of mass, body doesn't rotate. It moves just in a straight line. That point we can call it as center of mass of that body. Clear now? One more definition how I can write. So center of mass is that point, clear ma? Where total mass of the body appears to be concentrated. Okay ma? So it is total mass of the body. It is that point where total mass of the body appears to be concentrated. Actually total mass is totally distributed in total mass. Clear? Total volume of the body mass is distributed, but it appears as if total mass is present there only. That point we can call it as center of mass. Are you able to understand? See, for example, I can balance this pen on my finger. No? So at which point I have to place my finger so that I can balance this one? I have to place this finger exactly at the center of mass. Then only I can balance this pen. Are you able to understand? So it is that point where total mass appears to be concentrated only at one point. That is called as center of mass. Understood, Nama? So then, see, my Newton's laws also, we have studied some forces. No? For example, this is the mass of the body, clear, Nama? And we are applying force like this. Then we have understood that the body, how much acceleration is produced, A is equals to F by M. This is the acceleration produced in the body. Understood, Nama? And in total Newton's laws of motion, every mass we are taking it to be point mass only. Are you able to understand, ma? Every mass what we are taking, to be point mass only. So total Newton's laws we can apply in a translational motion only if we consider masses to be point masses. Okay? Then only we have calculated acceleration in linear motion is equals to A is equals to F by M. Okay, ma? So completed now this one? Okay. So then center of mass we can study for discrete system as well as continuous system. So center of mass can be calculated for clear no? Discrete system as well as continuous system. Okay. So what is meant by discrete system? Discrete system means you can say a group of point masses. Okay, ma? So for a group of point masses also we can study center of mass, and continuous system means what? Any rigid body. Okay. So for rigid bodies also we can calculate center of mass. Are you able to understand? See, ma, center of mass is nothing but what? Center of mass is nothing but distance. Distance where total mass of the body appears to be concentrated. Clear? No? And to measure different distance you need a reference. No? So without reference you can never measure center of mass. Are you able to understand? For example, if I want to say that Umesh is at a distance of 10 meters. 10 meters means from where I am measuring this 10 meters? From a particular reference. So reference is compulsory, no? So therefore to calculate a center of mass also, a reference must be there. Without reference you can never calculate center of mass. Are you able to understand, ma? So what is the note point here? I have to write note point is that center of mass cannot be defined, clear, ma? It cannot be defined without a reference. Okay. So reference must be there to calculate center of mass. For example, if I take a discrete system, if I take a discontinuous system, okay, ma? Discrete system, clear? So consider this is x-axis and this is the y-axis. Okay, and which one I am taking as my reference? You are able to see this, no? Clear number? So this origin itself I am taking as my reference. Are you able to understand? So consider here there is one mass m1, here there is one mass m2, clear number, and here there is one mass m3. Clear? So from the origin, from the reference, mass m1 is at a position vector of r1 dash. Okay. Mass m2 is at a position vector of r2 dash. Clear? m3 is at a position vector of r3 dash. Are you able to understand? So, and for these three masses, center of mass will be present somewhere at one point. No? Even for point masses also we can calculate center of mass. Okay, ma? So for mass m1, mass m2 and mass m3, for these three masses also, point masses also, center of mass will be present somewhere. Clear? No? So let us consider for all of these three masses, center of mass is present somewhere here. Okay. Now from the origin, again this center of mass is present at how much distance? This is present at a distance of r center of mass. Are you able to understand? So is it clear what is happening here? So we are calculating center of mass even for point masses also. Okay. So for mass m1, mass m2 and mass m3, center of mass is present somewhere here. So this cross represents the position of center of mass. Are you able to understand, ma? And every mass I am measuring from which point? I am measuring from the origin. So origin is my reference. Understood, no? So therefore, how can I calculate equation for center of mass? There is some derivation which I am not doing, ma? So directly I am writing the equation. So I will write r center of mass is equals to m1 r1 dash plus m2 r2 dash plus m3 r3 dash divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. Okay, ma? So this is the equation to calculate position of center of mass. If three masses are present, if more than three masses are present, you have to write the equation continuously like that, m1 r1 dash plus m2 r2 dash m3 r3 dash plus m4 r4 dash, understood, ma? Divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3 m4, like to, up to the number of masses which are present. Understood, ma? So this is the equation to calculate r center of mass. What is meant by r center of mass here? R center of mass is nothing but position vector of center of mass. Okay. And what is meant by position vector? Ma? Position vector, how can we calculate? Okay. Position vector means it is a combination of position along x-axis, position along y-axis, position along z-axis. So position vector, how can I write? I can write r dash can be written as xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap number. I can write like this. This is actually position vector. Clear, no? So xi cap means what? This point, it is making a length of x-axis on, it is making a length of x on x-axis. Yj cap means the same point, it has a length of y on y-axis. Zk cap means same point, it has a length of z on z-axis. That is the meaning of this one. So for example, if I say that, so this is one point. Are you able to understand now? So this point, it will have this much length on x-axis, and same point, it will have this much length on y-axis. Are you able to understand? If it is having only length on x-axis and y-axis, and if this is the position vector, then how can I write r dash? I can write xi cap plus yj cap. This is how we write the position vectors, no? Xi cap plus yj cap. Clear, no? If there is no length on z-axis. If there is length on z-axis also, I have to write zk cap also. Are you able to understand what is meant by position vector? Position vector means a combination of length on x-axis, y-axis as well as z-axis. So same vector, same position vector, it has this much length on x-axis, so xi cap. Same point, it has this much length on y-axis, so yj cap. And if it is having length on z-axis also, I have to write zk cap. Understood now? So this is the equation to calculate position vector of center of mass. Okay. Now if I want to calculate individually the length of center of mass on x-axis. On x-axis, where is the position of center of mass? Similarly, I want to calculate on y-axis, what is the length of center of mass? Similarly, I want to calculate on z-axis, what is the length of center of mass? Then same equations, how can I write? Same equations. I can write like this, Nama. How I can write? I can write x center of mass is equals to m1 x1 dash plus m2 x2 dash plus m3 x3 dash plus dash 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 divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3, and it goes on like this. Clear? Now what is this one? This is the length of center of mass only on x-axis. Okay. For example, consider this is the position of center of mass. Clear? Then this center of mass is having how much length on x-axis? It is having this much length on x-axis, no? So this becomes x center of mass. And the same center of mass, it has how much length on y-axis? This much length. So this is y center of mass, like this. Understood, no? So same equations I can write separately also in terms of x-axis, y-axis as well as z-axis. So therefore, y center of mass, how can I write? Y center of mass can be written as m1 y1 dash plus m2 y2 dash plus m3 y3 dash plus dash 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 divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3, and it goes on like this. Clear now? Similarly, z center of mass also I can write. So m1 z1 dash plus m2 z2 dash plus dash 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 divided by m1 plus m2 plus dash dash dash. So this is how I can calculate the positions of center of mass on x-axis, y-axis as well as z-axis. Okay. So this is the given question number. There are two masses, 10 kg mass and 20 kg mass, which are at an angles of 37 degrees and 53 degrees. We are supposed to find out the center of mass of this system in terms of x coordinates and y coordinates. Clear number? So he is asking us to find out in terms of x coordinates and y coordinates number. So therefore, this position, first of all, position vectors, you have to split into two components. No? How can I split into two components? Clear number? And distances, are they given? No? Distances are not given. No? So let us take this distance to be how much? 10 meters. Clear number? And this distance, let us take it is 15 meters. Distances I forgot, ma? So let us see. So therefore, this 10 meters I can split into two components. No? I can split like this, no? So what is this angle? 37 degrees. Clear, no? So therefore, adjacent side will be 10 cos 37, opposite side will be 10 sin 37. Clear, no? So 10 cos 37 value 4 by 5. So 8 meters, and this is a 10 sin 37 value 3 by 5, so 6 meters. Clear now? So these are the position vectors of first mass, 10 kg mass. Okay. So therefore, how can I write for 10 kg mass? What is its position vector, ma? I can write r1 dash is equals to 8 I cap plus 6 j cap. Can I write like this? Why I am writing 8 I cap plus 6 j cap, ma? So this total 10, I am splitting into two components now. X component is 8 meters, y component is 6 meters. So positive x-axis, positive y-axis, 8 I cap plus 6 j cap. This is how first of all I can calculate position vector. Okay. Then you calculate the position vector of 20 kg body. Clear now? For 20 kg body, what is the angle given? Ma? Angle is 53 degrees. This is 15 meters. So again split this one into two components. So 15 cos 53 and opposite side is 15 sin 53. This is how I should split now. Clear now? So therefore 15 cos 53 value 3 by 5. Clear now? So 3 3s are 9 meters, and this is 15 sin 53 value is 4 by 5. So 4 3s are 12 meters. Okay. So therefore what is the second position vector of 20 kg body? So therefore I will write R2 dash is equals to 9 I cap plus 12 j cap. This is how I can write now. Clear now? Now directly you can calculate a position vector, or therefore now just to substitute. If you want to calculate directly position vector, you can calculate. How can I calculate? R center of mass is equals to m1 r1 dash plus m2 r2 dash divided by m1 plus m2. Directly if you want to calculate position vector. Clear now? So what is the mass of first body? 10. What is its position vector? 8 I cap plus 6 j cap. Clear now? And what about the mass of second body? 20. What is its position vector? 9 I cap plus 12 j cap divided by m1 plus m2, 10 plus 20. That's all number. You solve this one, directly you will get position vector of center of mass. Center of mass position vector. Okay. But that is not what he is asking. No, he is asking xy coordinates. It means x center of mass separately we should calculate, y center of mass separately we should calculate. So x center of mass, how can I calculate? So m1 x1 dash plus m2 x2 dash divided by m1 plus m2. So mass of the first body is 10, and what is this x coordinate? X coordinate is only 8 no? Clear no? 8. So 10 into 8 plus mass of the second body is 20, and what is its x coordinate? X coordinate is 9 divided by m1 divided by m2. So 10 plus 20. So do this calculation, you will get x center of mass. Okay, ma? And all of them are in the same direction. All of them are towards positive x-axis only, no ma? So you need not write the directions separately. All of them you can take positive, because 8 is also towards positive x-axis, 9 is also towards positive x-axis only. Okay. So no need of writing in vectors. Directly you can calculate the magnitude. Similarly, you calculate y center of mass also. No? Clear no? And all the y components also, they are towards positive y axis only. No? So again you need not take the direction. Similarly, calculate y center of mass and see what is the answer you will get. Okay, ma? So therefore, this is the given diagram, and we are splitting all the position vectors into respective components. Now this, if I take this 20 kg body, so 10 sin 53 and this is 10 cos 53 now. So 10 sin 53 value 4 by 5 and 10 cos 53 value 3 by 5. Now do this calculation. 5 2s are 8 meters. Clear now? This one is 6 meters. Okay. But how can I write the position vector of this one? Okay, 8 meters is towards negative x-axis, and 6 meters is also towards negative y-axis. So therefore, if position vector of this one is r3 dash, then how can I write? I can write r3 dash is equals to minus 8 I cap minus 6 j cap. This is how I can write. Okay, ma? Because the given masses, they are present in different coordinates, no? So some of them will be positive, some of them will be negative. So therefore I have calculated all the position vectors, no ma? Position vector of 5 kg body, this is the position vector of 10 kg body, and this is the position vector of okay, third body. Now he is asking us to calculate position vector only, no ma? No need of calculating separately along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. If you want to calculate separately, you can do it. Now we are doing on the whole. So therefore, how can I calculate position vector? We have a formula, no? So therefore, R, center of mass, is equals to m1 r1 dash plus m2 r2 dash plus m3 r3 dash divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. Okay. So mass of the first body is 5 kg, and what is its position vector? 16 I cap plus 12 j cap. Clear number? Mass of the second body is 10 kg, and what is its position vector? 18 I cap minus 24 j cap. And what is the mass of third body? 20 kg, and what is its position vector? 8 I cap minus 6 j cap. So divided by total mass is 5 plus 10 plus 20. Okay. Now can't you do this calculation? Okay, ma? So do this total calculation. That will be the position vector of center of mass. Understood, ma? That's it. And if you do all this, again you will get a vector only, because we are calculating vector form only, ma? You will get vectors itself. Is it clear how we are calculating center of mass of any body? Clear, ma? So just to split all the vectors into respective components, convert into position vectors, then substitute in the given equation. But if you ask you only x center of mass, y center of mass, or z center of mass, then separately you can calculate. Okay. Then if I want to calculate x center of mass, in the first body only you have to take 16, because that is the position along x axis. And if you want to ask in the second body only 80, and in the third body only minus 8. So calculate one value, calculate x center of mass. Calculate x center of mass and see what is the answer you will get. X center of mass. So x center of mass. Mass of the first body is 5 kg, and what is its length on x axis? Length on x axis is 16 I cap. Okay, here I have to write in vectors. Why I have to write in vectors? Because some are positive, some are negative. No? Clear, no? Or just if you want to take positive value as plus and negative value as minus, then also no problem. Clear? So mass of the second body is 10 kg. And what is its position along x axis? 18. So 18 I cap. Clear, ma? Mass of the second body is 20. And what is its position along y axis? It is minus 8 I cap divided by total mass of the body is 5 plus 10 plus 20. Clear, no? So therefore I will say x center of mass is equals to, so 16 5 are 80. 80 I cap plus 180 I cap minus 160 I cap divided by 35. Clear, no? So therefore 100 I cap divided by 35. So that is the x center of mass. Understood, no? So it means I got positive value or negative value? Positive value. It means the x center of mass is present towards positive x axis or negative x axis? Positive x axis. Clear, no? Similarly you can calculate y center of mass also. Understood now how we are calculating? So if you want to calculate only x center of mass, take only positions of the particle along x axis. But if you want to calculate position vector, then you have to take all of them. You have to take all the combinations of x, y as well as z. Clear? Okay, ma? So now we have studied about center of mass of discrete system, discontinuous system. Now we are studying center of mass of just two particle system, because this is the mostly asked concept in the case of center of mass. Two particle system. Clear? So consider, for example, this is a body of mass m1 and this is a body of mass m2. Okay, ma? See, one thing which I can say is that center of mass of these two must lie on the line joining these two masses. No, ma? Clear, no? So what is the most important point here? For two particle system, clear, ma? For two particle system, okay. So center of mass must lie on the line. Background music on the line joining the two masses. Okay, ma? So this is first point. So center of mass of two particle system ekkada untundi? Definitely on the line which is joining these two masses. Kachithanga akkade undali. Clear, no? One more point is it should be closer to heavier mass. Okay, ma? It should be closer to heavier mass. Okay. For example, consider here m1 is greater than m2. Mass of first body is greater than mass of second body. Are you able to understand, ma? In this condition, I can join these two masses like this, no? These two masses I can join like this. Okay. So center of mass must lie on the line joining these two masses, and it should be closer to which mass? It should be closer to heavier mass. So out of these two, which is a heavier body? M1 is a heavier body, no? So center of mass will be closer to M1. Are you able to understand? So these are 2 points which you should always remember in the case of two particle system. Clear? You can say x1 must be greater than x2. Why x1 is greater than x2? Because center of mass will be very nearer to which body? Center of mass will be very nearer to bigger body. This is understandable, no? For example, if you take this kind of rod, a rod which is present of this kind of shape. So where center of mass will be, can you say? Where will be the approximate position of center of mass? Center of mass will be towards that position where more mass is concentrated. So at this side more mass is concentrated, no? So somewhere here center of mass will be present. So if you can place your finger here, then you can balance this body on your finger. Are you able to understand? So here also same concept. Center of mass will be towards that point where heavier mass is present or bigger mass is present. Okay. For example, if I take a 3-particle system, so consider this is one mass M1, clear, nama? This is a bit bigger mass M2, and consider this is still a bigger mass M3. Okay. Now can you say, how can you calculate the approximate position of center of mass for this system? Approximate position of center of mass for this system, how can you calculate? Between M2 and M3. What about M1? Sima, do one thing. First you take the approximate position of center of mass for M1 and M2. Okay. So for M1 and M2, this is the line which is joining, Nama. So for these two bodies, where will be the position of center of mass? It will be closer to M2. That's all, no? It will be closer to M2. Understood, Nama? Now instead of these two masses, I can take this mass also, no? Instead of these two masses, I can say that both M1 and M2, they are concentrated somewhere here. That is called center of mass, no? Center of mass is that position where total mass of the body appears to be concentrated. Are you able to understand? No? So I can say that both M1 and M2, they are present here. Now you forget about M1 and M2. Now you take center of mass between this center of mass and this mass M2. Okay. And now let us consider M3 is greater than both M1 as well as M2. Are you able to understand? No? This mass M3, it is a heavier mass when compared to both M1 and as well as M2. So this is 1 kg, this is 2 kg, 3 kg, but this is a 5 kg body, consider. Now can you say where will be the position of center of mass? Now again you join line joining between these two masses. Are you able to understand? Now instead of M1 and M2, I can consider M1 and M2, they are present here, no? That is called center of mass. No? That position where total mass of the body appears to be concentrated. So instead of these two, I can say M1 and M2, they are present here, and M3 is present here. So you draw again a line joining M1 and M2 as well as M3. Now out of M1, M2 and M3, which is a bigger mass? M3 is a bigger mass. So again, where will be the position of center of mass? It will be closer to M3. Okay, ma? So this will be the final position of center of mass. Are you able to understand? So this is how approximately you can find out the position of center of mass if you know the masses of the body. Okay, ma? So definitely center of mass will be present on that line where these two masses, they are connected. And it should be closer to which mass? It should be closer to heavier mass. Understood, Nama? So for this total system, center of mass is present somewhere here. How we have calculated? By using these two rules. Understood, no? Come on, make a note up to here. They are separated by a distance of x. Understood, no? So I want to calculate the position of center of mass for these two systems. So can you say how can I calculate? For this system of two masses, I want to calculate center of mass. How can I calculate? Okay, so therefore consider this is x-axis, and definitely center of mass must lie on x-axis only, no? Because of our two particle system, center of mass must lie on the line which is joining these two masses. So therefore I will write x center of mass is equals to m1 x1 dash plus m2 x2 dash divided by m1 plus m2. Clear, no? So x center of mass dash. Okay. Now can you say what is x1 dash, what is x2 dash? m1 m2 values are m1 m2 only. x1 is how much, x2 is how much? Can you say? x1 is how much, x2 is how much? Anybody? Chappandi. So already I said you one very important point. Note point is that without a reference, center of mass cannot be calculated. Clear? Can you calculate any distance without any reference? Reference is compulsory. No? So now the question is which reference you want to take, or which reference is taken in the problem. When question is asked in either IIT exam or NEET examination, you have to see the options first of all. What is the reference which he has taken? From where he is measuring the center of mass. Center of mass ekkadi nunchi measure chestunnaro adi chudali kada first. So for example, let us take this mass m1 only to be my reference. Are you able to understand? So this point of m1 I am taking to be my reference. Okay. It means I want to calculate center of mass from this position. Are you able to understand? So let us consider center of mass is somewhere here. Then what will be this distance? This distance is called as x center of mass. Understood now? So x center of mass I am taking from which reference? From the reference of first mass. Now substitute in this equation. So x center of mass dash is equals to mass of first body is m1. Clear nama? And what is x1 dash? x1 dash is what? x1 dash is the distance of first mass from the reference. What is x1 dash ma? Distance of mass m1 from which point? From the reference. Which is the reference which you have taken? m1 only. From m1, what is the distance of m1? 0. So x1 dash will become 0. Understood no? Mass of second body? m2. And from the reference, m2 is present at how much distance? It is present at a distance of x. This is the reference no? From here it is present at a distance of x. So x. Plus x or minus x? Plus x, because this is my reference 0, 0 no? And this is positive direction. So I am writing plus x. Clear no? Divided by m1 plus m2. Mass of first body is m1, mass of second body is m2. Clear no? So therefore what is the equation I got? X center of mass dash is equals to m2 x dash, clear no? Divided by m1 x dash divided by m1 plus m2. Understood no? Or just if you want to write in the form of scalars, this x value is plus x only no? Because it is present towards positive x axis. So x center of mass is equals to m2x divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the position of center of mass from this reference which I have taken. Okay ma? So this is from which? From mass m1. So from mass m1, center of mass is present at this much of distance. m2x divided by m1 plus m2. Understood no? So without reference you can never define center of mass. Similarly, I will give you one more question. Try to answer that one. So consider. Clear no? So this is mass m1 and this is mass m2. Clear no? And you take this mass to be the reference. Distance is x and this is the reference. Are you able to understand? Now calculate x center of mass. Come on. Do this. Minus minus m1 x by m1 plus m2. Okay, let us see. Okay, do all of you. Do the calculation. See what is the answer you will get. Okay? Just cheppandi vastundo meeku. So therefore, let us take this one as my reference number. So therefore, I will calculate x center of mass dash is equals to m1 x1 dash plus m2 x2 dash divided by m1 plus m2. Clear number? So x center of mass dash is equals to mass of first body is m1. Clear number? So from this reference, m1 is present at how much distance? So this reference I will take to be the origin 0, 0. So positive side I will take plus x, negative side I will take minus x. So m1 into minus x I have to write number. Clear no? Or just if you want to write in the form of vectors, so first of all we will write in the form of vectors, then we will substitute the signs. Clear? So x dash plus mass of second body m2. And what is the position of mass m2 from the reference? It is 0. It is present on the same point, divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the equation which I got no? So x center of mass dash is equals to m1 x dash divided by m1 plus m2. This is how I can write in the form of vectors. Okay? So same equation if I want to write in the form of scalars, x center of mass dash is equals to m1 into minus x divided by m1 plus m. So x center of mass dash is x center of mass is equals to minus m1x divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the equation which I got. Understood now? So it means from this reference, center of mass will be where? Center of mass will be somewhere here, no? So this distance is x center of mass, and this is the x center of mass. So it is definitely present towards negative direction, no? That is why I got a minus m1x divided by m1 plus m2. Clear, no? That's it.